Stop scrolling. I want you to listen to this carefully. Not because it's important for me, but because it might be important for you. I'm 83 years old, and I spent most of my life believing something that turned out to be completely wrong. I believed that if a woman wanted me, if she stayed with me, if we had physical intimacy, then that meant love, real love. But I was wrong, deeply wrong. And I didn't realize it until much later, until I had already lost most of my life. And I'm telling you this now because I see the same pattern everywhere. In younger men, in younger women, chasing the same thing I chased, thinking it's love, when in reality, it's something else entirely. Let me take you back to when I was younger, when I was around 20, 25. I wasn't a bad-looking man. I had confidence, I had energy. But I didn't understand people. I didn't understand emotions, and more importantly, I didn't understand myself. I grew up in a house where emotions were not discussed, where feelings were not expressed. You didn't talk about love. You didn't talk about pain. You just lived and kept moving forward. So naturally, I carried that into my adulthood. When I met women, I didn't know how to build emotional connection. I only knew how to create attraction, how to get attention, how to keep things exciting. And for a while, that worked. It worked very well. People liked me. Women were interested in me, and I felt powerful. I felt wanted. And I started believing that this was the meaning of life, that if someone desires you, then you are valuable. But that belief slowly started to destroy me from inside. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Being desired and being loved are two completely different things, and they don't always exist together. There was a woman I met, let's call her Caroline. She was different, not in a dramatic way, not in a movie-like way, but in a real way. She asked me questions no one had asked before. She cared about details. She remembered things I said. She showed consistency. And at first, I liked it. But then something inside me got uncomfortable. Because real connection exposes you. And I wasn't ready for that. So slowly, I started pulling away. Not all at once, but in small ways. I stopped responding quickly. I stayed busy. I avoided deeper conversations. I made excuses. And she noticed. Of course she noticed. One day she looked at me and said something very simple, but it hit harder than anything before. She said, "You're here, but you're not really here." And in that moment, I felt something uncomfortable, something real. But instead of facing it, I ignored it. After that relationship ended, I didn't reflect. I didn't grow. I didn't try to understand what went wrong. Instead, I went in the opposite direction. I told myself, maybe I just need more experience. Maybe I need more freedom. Maybe I need to explore more. But what I was really doing was running away. And that's when the cycle began. Late nights, random connections, messages that didn't mean anything. Physical closeness without emotional closeness. And in the moment, it felt good. It felt exciting. It felt like I was living. But it was temporary. Always temporary. Let me describe something to you. Something you might have never paid attention to. There's a moment after physical intimacy, a very quiet moment, when everything slows down. When the excitement fades and reality starts to come back. And in that moment, you are left with yourself. No distractions, no performance, just you. And what I felt in those moments was not happiness. It was emptiness. At first, I ignored it. I told myself it's normal. I told myself I was overthinking. But the feeling kept coming back, again and again. And over time, it got stronger, not weaker. Because the more I chased that feeling, the more disconnected I became. I remember one specific night, a small motel room. Nothing special about it. Cheap lighting, a thin mattress. The kind of place where people go when they don't want to be seen. The walls were quiet, almost too quiet. And everything felt temporary, like the entire situation was built on nothing. And maybe that's why it didn't last. We didn't talk much. There was no real conversation. Just small words, small moments, and then silence. And after it was over, I remember sitting there, fully awake, staring at nothing. And that silence, that moment, that's when it hit me. This isn't love. This is loneliness, disguised as connection. Because if it was real love, I wouldn't feel empty afterward. I would feel fulfilled. I would feel peace. I would feel something meaningful. But I didn't feel any of that. I felt like something was missing, like I had just gone through something without actually gaining anything. And the worst part, I kept repeating it, again and again and again. Different people, different places, different nights, same feeling. And slowly, over the years, something inside me changed. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly. I started to lose myself. I stopped knowing what I actually wanted. I stopped recognizing what real connection felt like. And I became someone who was just chasing the next moment, the next feeling, the next distraction. Now I'm 83, and when I look back, I don't see success, I don't see excitement, I don't see fulfillment. I see time wasted. Because I spent years confusing physical attraction with emotional connection, confusing attention with love, confusing temporary satisfaction with something meaningful. And if you're watching this right now, you might think you're in control. You might think you're just having fun. You might think you're just exploring. But be careful, because these things, they don't feel dangerous in the beginning. They feel harmless, even exciting. But over time, they change you. They shape your expectations. They affect how you connect with people. They affect how you see love. And one day, without realizing it, you might wake up and realize that you've spent years chasing something that was never real and missing something that was right in front of you.